Sweated to the truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all point me to the booth. Yo, new season, new colors, new merch, new swag. Go over to Imago Day Apparel Shop and get in your bag with our latest gear. I promise you won't be disappointed. Rep the kingdom, I rock in his image. Every order and purchase goes into helping me bring you better content. And so every order and purchase is greatly appreciated. We thank you for the support, and as always, peace and love.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So I have a good one for you today. As you can see to the left of me, it might be to your right. I don't know how you look, whatever. But we have John Legend. John Legend, another out of touch celebrity who chimes in on the Springfield, Ohio situation due to what stemmed from the debate couple of nights ago. It speaks to a lot of the controversy and things that's taking place from his home, which we're really going to put emphasis on in this video. But he says a lot of things about welcoming them and embracing them and all of these things that they don't do. And it's just very disturbing, especially how he's talking and coming off, and it just really seems very disingenuous. But without further ado, man, let's tap in.
Everyone, my name is John Legend, and I was born as John R. Stevens from a place called Springfield, Ohio. Oh, Springfield, Ohio. You may have heard of Springfield, Ohio this week. In fact, if you watch the debate, we were discussed by our presidential candidates, including a very special, interesting man named Donald J. Trump. Now, Springfield has had a large influx of Haitian immigrants who have come to our city. Now, our city had been shrinking for decades. We didn't have enough jobs. We didn't have enough opportunity. So people left and went somewhere else. So when I was there, we had upwards of 75,000 people. And in the last 5 years, we were down to like 60,000 people. But of late, during the Biden administration, there have been more jobs that opened up, more manufacturing jobs, more plants, factories that needed employees and were ready to hire people. So,
which were all brought in by Trump, might I add. But due to COVID, there's a lot of stuff shutting down. So let's put that out there.
We had a lot of job opportunities, and we didn't have enough people in our town of 60,000 people to fill those jobs. And during the same time, there had been upheaval and turmoil in Haiti, and the federal government granted visas and immigration status to a certain number of Haitian immigrants so they could come to our country legally. And our demand in Springfield for additional labor met up with the supply of additional Haitian immigrants. And here we are. We had about 15,000 or so immigrants move to my town of 60,000. Now, you might say, wow, that's a lot of people for a town that only had 60,000 before. That's a 25% increase. That is correct. So you might imagine there are some challenges with, integrating a new population, new language, new culture, new dietary preferences, all kinds of reasons why there might be growing pains, making sure there are enough services to accommodate the new larger population that might need bilingual.
So he's basically saying be cool with them eating the cats, dogs, geese, and the ducks. Be fine with them, with their living quarters and them having tents all around the parks. be fine with them causing the traffic accidents and things like adjust. Allow them to adjust. Allow them to adapt. Bear with them. Bear their burden with them as they become a part of the culture. As I sit from my comfortable, newly built home.
Service providers, et cetera, et cetera. So there are plenty of reasons why this might be a challenge for my hometown. But the bottom line is these people came to Springfield because there were jobs for them and they were willing to work. And they wanted to live the American dream, just like your German ancestors, your Irish ancestors, your Italian ancestors, your Jewish ancestors, your Jamaican ancestors, your Polish ancestors, all these ancestors who have moved to this country, maybe not speaking the language that everyone else spoke, maybe not eating the same foods, maybe having to adjust, maybe having to integrate, but all coming because they saw opportunity for themselves and their families in the American dream, and they came here to do that. Some facts about immigrants. They usually do very well here. They are hardworking, they're ambitious, they commit less crime than native born Americans, and they will assimilate and integrate in time, but it takes time. So I think all of us need to have the same kind of grace that we would want our ancestors to have when they moved here with our Haitian brothers and sisters who move here too. And nobody's eating cats, nobody's eating dogs. We all just want to live and flourish and raise our families in a healthy and safe environment. How about we love one another? I grew up in the Christian tradition. We said to love our neighbor as we love ourselves and treat strangers as though they might be Christ. So, how about we adopt that ethos when we talk about immigrants moving to our communities and don't spread hateful, xenophobic, racist lies about them? John R. Stevens from Springfield, signing off. Hello, everyone. My name is John.
These people crazy though. Now, so check this out. So John Legend, he calls himself John R. Stevens, originally born. He just built a home, and his new home, the square footage of his new home is 10,700 square feet. It's 10,700 square feet. If we could transform that into a Motel 6, the standard room for a Motel 6 is about 200 square feet. So let's say we took 10,700 and divided that by 200, and you get around 53.5. So that means that if he took his home and he tore all that stuff down, he could literally put about around about 50 to 53 rooms in there. Now, his home, his new home, is built on an acre of land. Now, an acre of land, the square footage of that is about 43,000. I can't remember the exact number, but it's about 43,000 square feet. Now, a Motel 6 building is about 40,000 square feet. So you do the math. So you take his newly beloved built home and you transform that into a motel. You get a mini motel. You can put again about 50 to 53 rooms in there. You take the acre that it's built upon, which is 43,000 feet, and you can literally put a Motel 6 on that acre of land. And Motel 6 buildings usually have around 81 rooms in it. So 80 plus 50, that's 130. That's 130 rooms right there. Rooms typically can fit up to about three or four people. So y'all do the math on that. But what's funny to me, bro, is you always get these Democrats and people who support these Democrats who always want these illegal immigrants to come into these places. But you don't ever see them. You don't ever see them going to the areas where they at. They ain't never welcoming them to come there. It was like the video that I made about Steph Curry not too long ago when were voting for we think it's best we're voting for Joe Biden. Yet when they build new houses over there by where they live at, Steph Curry and them now become Donald Trump and wants to build a taller gate to block access from the undesirables. And these were actual California local residents. You know, when Ron DeSantis flew illegal immigrants over there to Martha's Vineyard, I don't think Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and a lot of them were too happy about that because they didn't want them over there. So if these people actually led by example, if they actually practiced what they preach, then maybe I would consider. But average, everyday American people got problems of their own. And a lot of that usually doesn't help when you're giving taxpayer money to illegal immigrants and the not to the American people. Just in California, reparations were blocked for the blacks, but they're giving taxpayer money to the illegal immigrants over there. Tell me, where does that make sense at? Now, I'm all for people coming over here to this country because I understand, like I get it. People crazy over there in these third world countries, you know, and if you can get away, most definitely. But there is a process, and now nothing is perfect. So I'm not saying we're not saying, hey, you know, don't come. We don't want people not to come. First and foremost, we want them to come through the process that's been set up for them, just like any other person. But also, we want them to respect what's going on over here as well. That's all we're saying. Now, you have a lot of people like him who push the narrative that we don't want people over here, that these people are hated. But the truth of the fact of the matter is that it's the government that's creating growing tensions between natural born citizens and them. Because again, if you're giving money, our tax-paying money to these people, that's not going to create a good situation, especially if they're coming over here. And I'm not saying all, but we have seen where some came over here and caused problems, caused trouble, committing crimes, right? And I mean heinous crimes, and then getting out the same day. No slap on the wrist or anything like that. Not even a slap on the wrist. Usually, when stuff like that happens, they send them right back to where they came from. But again, you get people like this guy who's so out of touch with reality. If you all were so liberal and progressive as you all think that you are, and really cared for the poor and disenfranchised like you really think that you do, and please lead by example. Use the home, the property, and the land that you got. Let's start with y'all, bro. Go to Martha's Vineyard. I challenge you all. Please lead by example so that we can know what to do and how to do this thing. But I bet you all won't. It's taken from your comfortability. And quite frankly, it's taken from ours too. But I'll leave you all with this. We have to take care of home first before we start taking care of others. That's just common sense. You have to take care of you first before you can take care of somebody else. How can we, not having anything, give to somebody else who needs something? You got to get on your grind first. You know, so I'll leave it at that. Yo, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace, love. I'm out.
100, 100, 100, that's all I know. Ain't taking a dime off. We working, and that for sure. Ain't taking no time off. We serving, deliver hope. Forget all that crime talk. 100, 100, 100, that's all I go. Yeah, that be what I